Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Penny. I'm going to lead you through a 20-minute yoga stretch. Good for the morning, good for at night before you go to bed, stretching the full body. If you do have a couple of blocks, if you don't worry. A small blanket or two. I have a blanket here, maybe a rolled up towel or two. So just have fun with this. Smile, stretch, get rid of the tension in your body with this practice. And let's go ahead and start with some neck stretches. So root the sitting bones into the earth. Okay, and it feels good sometimes just to peel the flesh away from the sitting bones. It tilts your pelvis forward. And then plant your palms face down and allow the breath to be natural, and then go ahead and just drop that right ear to the right shoulder. Now this might be enough for you. You might want to take those left fingertips and walk them away. Another nice option here is to take your right fingertips and just place them on top of your head. You don't pull, you just want to place them there for a little extra pressure, a little extra opening through that neck. And then just breathe. You can close your eyes here if it feels good. Feel the stretch through the neck. And just take your gaze towards your armpit now. Fingers can remain where they are, but remember, no pulling. Looking towards the armpit, you'll feel this more in the back of the neck. And then bring that chin up, place the right palm back down, bring your chin back to center. Let's go ahead and do the other side, dropping that left ear towards the left shoulder. You can stay here if that's enough of a stretch through this right side of your neck. You can walk those right fingertips away. You can take the fingers of the left hand and just place them on your head. And oh, this side even feels better. So just notice the difference between sides of the body when you do any two-sided poses. Breathing, press the heart forward a little bit. Shoulders are back and down. And then turn the head, gazing towards that left armpit this time. Fingers are still there if you're using your fingertips to create a little extra stretch. And then come back to center, release the left palm down. Another nice neck stretch before we go on is to interlace your fingers behind your back. Press your heart forward and then draw those fingers to the right side body, right around where the right hip is. Lower the left shoulder and then turn the gaze towards that right shoulder. And stretch. Make sure you're breathing. And then bring that chin back to center and switch all the way to the other side. The fingertips interlace, go to the left hip. Lower that right shoulder and then look towards the left. It's a nice stretch for the neck. All right, and then bring everything back to normal. We're gonna go right into a child's pose now. So big toes together, knees apart. Pad your knees up with your blanket if you need to. Drop the hips towards the heels, forehead on the earth. Reach the fingertips long. Now, if your forehead doesn't reach the mat easily, just take a block or a blanket and put under. And make sure, so you don't want your head to look like this. You want your spine, your head, neck, everything in alignment as you reach your fingertips towards the front of the mat. And stretch here. Nice full back stretch, stretching the arms. Nice big inhale as you start to slide forward into a modified line, pressing the hips towards the earth. Shoulders are back and down. Point your toes. Tuck your chin slightly towards your chest. And let your chin just follow the smile of the collarbone. Make sure your arms, there's no bend in the elbows. Chest, heart is forward. One more time, each side with that chin. Bring the chin back to neutral and right back into a child's pose here. Tucking the head to the earth, reach the arms long. We're not gonna stay here long. Next time you inhale, right back up into your modified line and start to flow here. This is a really good spinal flexion and extension. Make sure you're pressing all four corners of the palm into the earth to protect your wrists. And just flow here a few times. If it feels good to hold child's, hold child's. If it feels good to hold your lion pose, hold your lion pose. And this is a really nice place to windshield wiper the feet side to side. So it starts to work into the hips, releasing the synovial fluid from the hips. And one more time, right back into your child's pose. Hang out for a few breaths. And slide those palms back, press yourself up. And this is a good place to find a block or a blanket. So toe squat is so important. Most of my students hate me for this, but it's so good. So I curled my toes under and I'm sitting my bum on my heels. I'm gonna roll my shoulders back here and press my heart forward. Now, if you have tight feet, if you wear heels, or if you're on your feet a lot, this is a little uncomfortable to begin with. So this is a great place to place a block under your knees, okay? If you don't like the shoulders rolled back, by all means, bring your hands to your lap, press your heart forward. We're just gonna hang out here, opening the plantar fascia. The feet affect the base of the spine. I can't say that enough. The feet affect the base of the spine. So this is important for you to do every day if you can. Take a deep breath in, release. You can place that block if you have one off to the side. Uncurl the toes, plant the palms, tap the feet on the earth. That feels really good to release that out. And then you can sit back on your heels. And if it feels good, you can plant the palms and lift the knees up. It's an ankle stretch, it's a counter stretch for that, and that feels really lovely. And then bring those knees down, going into our first little back bend. Anahatasana, also known as puppy pose. So my hips are over my knees. I start to walk my palms out. Forehead is on the earth. Once again, if the forehead doesn't reach the earth, place a little towel under there or a blanket. And then reach the arms forward. Take a few breaths here. This stretches the arms, the chest, the front of the chest, the armpits, even the back of the chest. Make sure that breath is flowing freely in and out the nose. And then if you're in Anahatasana, you want to take it a little further, just bring the hands to prayer. This is a little tricep stretch, bringing the thumbs to the shoulders. And then release those palms back to the earth. Slide the palms back. Press yourself up into an all-fours position. And do a couple of cycles of cow here. Cow pose as you drop the belly. Raise the gaze, maybe looking where the wall meets the ceiling. Lift the sit bones. Exhaling, tuck the chin, dome the spine. Press the earth away. Just a few cycles of that. Flexion and extension of the spine, make sure you're breathing. And then find your way to neutral. Walk the right foot forward, so you can help the right foot or just walk it forward into your lunge pose. Now what you're going to notice here is my knee and my heel are in line with the second and third toe, okay? And the knee's not going past the arch of the foot. Very important to keep your knee healthy. Now you can stay here, fingertips on the earth. You can use your blocks, or you can interlace your fingers and stretch. Make sure you're feeling that stretch in the back hip. So if you're more like this, you're not going to feel the stretch. So plant your palms, curl those left toes under, walk the knee back, and then come back up. So nice big stretch for that left hip. Feels so good. And smile, because it's yoga. All right, plant the fingertips, and now half split pose. Bring the glutes towards the heels. Pull your sternum forward, and then fall into your half split. Curl the toes of the right foot towards your face, and feel the stretch in the hamstring. You want to feel it right about here. You don't want to feel it too high up. That's your insertion point. That could be where it would be injurious. So feel it right in the middle there, and just take a few breaths here. Bring those shoulders down. Gaze is just on your mat. You don't want to wrench your neck, so just keep a nice soft gaze. And then walk forward to your lunge pose, and let's add a little twist. Plant the left palm, curl the left toes under, and spin the right arm to the sky, drawing the left ribs towards the right inner thigh. And then release both palms to the earth. Bring that right foot back into half bird dog pose. So put a bend in that right knee. Flex the right foot like you're putting a footprint on the ceiling. You can stay here for a couple cycles of breath. Make sure you're pulling that belly in, engaging the navel. If you want to take it a little further, take that left hand behind you, find the inside of your right ankle, and kick up and back with that right ankle. It's a little balance here, so kick up and back, pull the belly in, and then release without the boomerang effect. Come back to all fours and give it a little wiggle just to neutralize between sides. Let's go to the other side. So this time the left foot comes forward. Again, line it up. Heel, heel, that's the heel. Knee in line with the second and third toe. Curl the right toes under, walk that right knee back just so you're feeling that beautiful stretch in front of the right hip. And you can stay here, heart is forward, shoulders are down. You can interlace the fingers and come up to the thigh. Just make sure you're feeling that stretch in the right hip flexor. And breathe. Take a couple breaths here. And plant the palms, come back to that half split pose. Curl the left toes towards your face. Pull the sternum forward and then drop yourself in. Again, make sure you're feeling it in the middle of that hamstring, that left hamstring this time, because too high up can mean danger. So right in the middle. You might be feeling it in the back of the knee and the calf as well, and that's totally fine. A couple of breaths here. And slide right back forward to that half split. Let's turn it to that twist. So plant the right palm, curl the right toes under, lift the right knee, and rotate the left arm to the sky. Your gaze can be up here or down, whatever feels comfortable to your neck, drawing the right ribs towards the left inner thigh. Lower the left hand, lower the right knee, and then go ahead and come into that half bird dog pose. Put that footprint on the ceiling with the left foot, flex the toes. If it feels good, once again, reach the right hand back. Remember, it's balanced, so pull that belly in and kick up and back. Ooh, that side feels so much better. That one's not as tight as my other side was. All right, release without the boomerang effect. And press back into a quick child's pose. Not for long, just 3 breaths here. Nice deep breaths. Take another big inhale, and as you exhale, curl your toes under, first downward dog. So lift the hips towards the sky, press your torso towards the thighs, and then lengthen your legs long. Pedaling your dog. Let me move my props out of the way here so you can see. Pedal your dog, lowering one heel as you raise the other. No tension in your head and neck. So just allow that head and neck just to relax a little bit. All right. Just measure your dog. You want to make sure it's not a chihuahua. So come forward to your plank pose. Draw the belly in. If you didn't have to adjust your hands or feet, you're great. But I'm going to show you what I mean here. So a chihuahua would be a little smaller dog here. If I come forward to a plank pose, I have to adjust my hands. And that means your dog isn't big enough. So if you can move from down dog into your plank pose, you're fine with your downward dog. So moving back into that downward dog now. Steady your dog, drop your head, drop your heels to the earth. Breathe, and don't worry if your heels don't touch the earth. My heels have never touched the earth in down dog, and I've been practicing yoga for years. And start to look between your palms. Walk your feet forward. We're going to come into a dangle pose. So nice wide feet here. Okay, bend the knees generously. I'm going to take my necklace off because it keeps hitting me in the third eye. Place it off there. Grab opposite elbows. And let yourself hang. I'm not holding any tension in my head. Shake your head no a couple times. Let it go. And just let your head create a little bit of traction with the spine. All right. Loosen those fingertips back to the earth. Do a half lift, lengthen the legs. Step back into your downward dog. Stretch one more time here. And then come forward to your plank pose. Lower your knees very gently to the earth. Keep the elbows hugged in. Lower the chest and chin to the earth. Uncurl the toes. The tops of my feet are on the earth. Hug the elbows in a little cobra pose here. Use a little hand palm strength, just stretching through the front body. And then exhale, forehead back to the earth, curl your toes under, right back into that downward dog. And do a couple more pedals here because we're just stretching. We're not doing a power practice today. We're just opening the body for the day. Come up high in the toes with an inhale, all fours as you exhale. And then press right back into a child's pose. And take a couple breaths here. And let's do a little side stretch here because this feels really good. Take your right palm off the right side of the mat. Left palm is off the right, and then drop your head between your arms. This is a nice deep left side body stretch. Come back to center. Palms are at center before you transition to the other side. And then do the other side. Left palm off the left side of the mat. Right palm stacks on top of the left and drop your head between. Make sure you're breathing nice, smooth, silky breath. And then coming back to center, working our way into bear pose. So walk your knees forward, come to a seated position, and draw your knees in. So you want to draw the knees in. Nice long spine here. And then take your peace fingers around your big toes. And you can stay here, or you can start to balance. Okay, so this is balance. I'm going to turn to my side and show you what I mean. I'm not curving into this. I have a long spine, my heart is forward, and I'm just going to balance here. Okay, now if you can, you start to lengthen one leg long. Have fun, have a sense of humor here. I'm going to turn around and show you what this looks like from the front. So I would turn around here, grab my peace fingers, long spine, one leg is long, then the other leg is long. This is core, pull your belly in and have a sense of humor here. And now to turn it into archer's pose, to stretch, my right knee bends, my right elbow bends, and they're parallel to each other. I don't have the elbow down or up. And then switch. See how long you can hold with that long spine. Feel the core open up a little bit. We're almost done. One more time here. You got one more straddle, and then bring those soles of the feet to touch, drop, and fall into your bound angle. Let yourself fall in. Okay, keep a long spine if your back has any challenges, but if you can, round into it. And take a couple breaths here. Just plant the fingertips, come up nice and long, and we're going to make our way onto our back. We're just about done. So slowly, slowly make your way onto your back, hugging those knees into the chest. Let's just do a little twist here, so bring your arms out to the side. Pull the knees in and allow those knees just to drop to the left side. Now my gaze can be up or my gaze can be to the right when the knees are to the left. If you notice any lower back pain with your twist, take a block and place it under that bottom knee. And it'll just relax the knee. You don't want your shoulders to stick up in your twist. You just want to relax into this twist. And then draw the knees in, come to center. You can bring that block over to the other side just in case you need it. Bring your arms out into a T, knees drop to the right, and the gaze goes to the left. Shoulders are down. Breathing is natural. Draw the belly in, bring the knees back to center, and a great way to neutralize the spine is a happy baby pose. So you can take your hands to your shins, the inside or outside of your feet, and then draw the tops of the thighs towards the earth. Tuck your chin. Draw the chin towards the chest with the heads on the earth, and then draw the sacrum towards the earth. You did it. It was a beautiful good morning stretch. So hug those knees into the chest. Lengthen your legs long. Just take a couple breaths here in Shavasana pose. Allow your arms to come down by your sides. Close your eyes. Let the feet just fall out to the sides. Take a big breath in here. Open your mouth and let it go. And settle in. You can stay here as long as you want. 1 minute, 5 minutes or longer. When you're ready, you're just going to start to wiggle those toes, rotate the wrists and ankles. Stretch your body long. Good morning stretch. Next time you exhale, just draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself one more hug here to start your day or to end it. Roll to your right side. Rest for a breath or two in a fetal position, resting your head on your bicep. Just notice how you feel now compared to when you started. And now press that left palm to the earth. And slowly make your way up to a seated position. Cross the feet, lift the flesh away from the sitting bones. Plant your palms, close your eyes for about 3 or 4 cycles of breath. And bring those hands to heart center, thumbs at the sternum. The light in me bows and honors to the light in you. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.